Good evening. This meeting of the Select Board is called to order on May 7th, 2024 at 6:00 p.m. This meeting is being held in person and/or remotely as an alternate means of public access pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and all other applicable laws temporarily amending certain provisions of the open meeting law. You are hereby advised that this meeting and all communications during this meeting may be recorded by the Town of Hingham in accordance with the open meeting law. If any participant wishes to record this meeting, please notify the chair at the start of the meeting in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20F, so that the chair may inform all other participants of said recording. Is anyone else recording the meeting? Seeing none. Okay, participating this evening, myself, Liz Klein, Chair, Joe Fisher, and Bill Ramsey. If you're willing and able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of minutes.
I'm ready to proceed.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes dated April 30th, 2024.
Second.
Roll call vote. Joe?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Next on the agenda is reorganization of the Select Board. Do you have any discussion?
Before I make this nomination, I did want to thank you, Liz, for your tremendous leadership this year and getting it down through, a difficult year, and very much appreciate your dedication to the board. And, I know that you were in here probably every day, almost, of the week, and I sincerely appreciate all you did to get us through this past year, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Certainly a team effort, and I have learned from the best here, so incredibly grateful.
I would also just amend what Bill said. It was not limited to the week. You worked on the weekends, everything, and you really provided guidance for many of the folks, not only on the board, but throughout Town Hall, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
With that, I would make a motion to nominate and appoint Joseph Fisher as Chair of the Hingham Select Board.
Second, roll call vote. Bill?
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Hopefully no hesitation, and I'm an aye as well. It's a great honor to pass it on to you. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Joe's second rodeo in this position, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Before.
Next, sorry, Bill,
There you go.
Bill is,
No problem.
Bill
What would you
is
do
always
without,
the
what would you do without me, right?
We would be stuck. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
I will do my best to live up to the legacy that you've left us, Liz. Next item on the agenda is the Benjamin Lincoln House Museum Proclamation. And I know we have Deidre here. Did you want to say a few words? You are not required to. Okay, so this is a proclamation that is going to be read this coming Saturday. And so with that in mind, I would accept a motion to accept the Battle of Grape Island Day proclamation as presented. Is there a motion?
So this is
Benjamin Lincoln
I'm
House.
sorry, I went the wrong
Which I
one.
think we're
Yep.
not
I-
voting on, actually.
Well,
Should we, it's not on the vote list. Should we be voting on it?
that's why I skipped it. I think we should, because it's something that's going to be signed by all three members of the Select Board. So I would accept that motion with respect to the Benjamin Lincoln House Museum Proclamation to accept it as presented.
I would second that motion.
Bill, would you make the motion?
I would make a
As-
motion to accept the Benjamin Lincoln House Proclamation as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, we move on to the Battle of Grape Island. We have a Battle of Grape Island Day proclamation, and that in itself will also be read at the event. Andrea, did you want to say anything, or you are not required? Silence is golden. Okay, so with that,
Before we make the
Yes.
motion, I did want to note that we do have with us Andrea Young in the audience, and Andrea recently announced her retirement after many dedicated years of service to the town, and I know we'll have a lot more to say in the future as you get closer to retirement date. But certainly wanted to thank you, Andrea, for your tremendous, tremendous dedication to our history, to helping residents, and your dedication to this, to our entire community. So thank you.
So, I don't know why, I seem to be the only one who's hearing this for the first time. I am speechless. What a loss to the town. And looking forward to seeing you in any capacity that you choose to be here. So thank you. So with that, I would accept a motion.
By the way, I already gave her a talent pay cut.
You did? Okay.
Spot on the historical commission.
Good.
I'm sure we get.
To accept the Battle of Grape Island Day proclamation as presented. Is there such a motion?
I make a motion to proclaim Sunday, May 19th, 2024 as Battle of Grape Island Day in the town of Hingham.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. We move on from the Battle of Grape Island to, is the National Safe Boat Week proclamation, is that still on the agenda?
It is.
Okay. And is there anyone here who would like to speak on that?
No.
Okay. Let me just pull up that proclamation, 1 second. Is there, Tom, is there any particular organization or group that is sponsoring this?
So it came, remember, came through a gentleman from the Coast Guard.
Yep.
Ken Corson's office.
Through Mitch Payne.
They asked that,
Yep.
that we do this, we did last year, they asked that we do it again this year.
Okay,
But it'll be provided back to them.
okay, so there will be a proclamation,
Yeah.
and there is a recipient that will be receiving that. Okay. Liz or Bill, either one of you have any comments on this?
No comments.
No comments.
So is there a motion to accept this proclamation as presented?
I'll make a motion to proclaim May 18th to the 24th, 2024 as National Safe Boating Week in the town of Hingham.
Second.
Any further discussion? A roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. We now move on to the Period Poverty Awareness Proclamation. And I believe, Liz, you have a
Yes, so,
statement.
yes, Kenzie Blackwell was hoping to join us. I see that she just joined.
Oh,
the
she did.
Zoom. She was sad not to be able to make it in person. I don't know if she would like to make the statement, otherwise I'm happy to read it.
Can you hear us?
Can you unmute her? Oh. Kenzie, if you'd like to unmute yourself, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I can read it. There we go.
Hi, Liz. I actually had to be in the car, so I'll let you read.
Okay.
We appreciate your being here.
Yes, thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here. So Kenzie Black was a member of our Hingham community and submitted this letter to the select board. And I will read it to her as sent to me. I am coming to you as the founder and director of Free Period, located within St. John's, to request that you proclaim May 20th to May 28th as Period Poverty Awareness Week in Hingham. Your proclamation would be used in conjunction with other states and local governments around the United States to inform our community that there are people who cannot afford the period products they need, preventing them from going to work or school and living full, healthy lives. Free Period is a member of the Alliance for Period Supplies, a national organization dedicated to raising awareness and ending period poverty in the United States. The Alliance for Period Supplies works with its more than 120 allied programs in 38 states and Washington, D.C. to distribute free period supplies to local partners, schools, shelters, and other programs serving poor and low-wage individuals and families. During Period Poverty Awareness Week, along with the Alliance for Period Supplies, individual organizations and grassroots leaders will hold events and work with their local and state governments to raise awareness of this need and how we can support people in our communities. Here in Hingham, students at Hingham High School will be holding their 4th annual Period Product Drive to support Free Period's work during Period Poverty Awareness Week. This group of students has been invested with our program since our beginning and have collected almost 20,000 product donations to support peers across the Commonwealth. Many Hingham students from numerous schools are also involved in raising awareness about period poverty by engaging with elected officials to advocate for period equity in all Massachusetts schools. To better inform you of the statewide Did You Know Free Period conducted our own independent survey with school nurses across the Commonwealth in the spring of 2023. Some important information we uncovered was 92% of Massachusetts schools do not have the ability to meet the period product needs of their menstruating students. Less than 30% of schools have products available in the restroom, like toilet paper, forcing students to routinely miss class time or days of school altogether to access the products they need to get through each month's period with dignity. Massachusetts school nurses are spending their own money to purchase products, at times up to $1,000 a year. The state of Massachusetts received our results and allocated $500,000 to our program to help supply schools with necessary products. This highlights their understanding that 4 in 5 students have missed time from the classroom or school activities simply because they don't have access to period products in the restroom where they are needed. With 1 in 4 teens completely unable to access products, we have an inequity issue in schools that puts students at risk of missing full days of learning. Talking about period poverty and the impact on students by proclaiming Period Poverty Awareness Week in Hingham will place our town in step with states and towns across the country who are standing up for menstrual equity in schools. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you, Kenzie, for all of your work for our community and for submitting that and making us aware of this issue and the week that's being celebrated across the country.
Yes, thank you. Bill, did you have anything?
No, thank you for bringing this forward, Kenzie.
Has this been going on for several years, and this is the first time now Hingham is participating?
I believe it's the first time we've declared the Awareness Week.
Right.
This organization has been active in Hingham for, I believe, 4 years.
So I appreciate you bringing it to the Select Board's attention so that we can, in fact, issue the proclamation. No further discussion. I will accept the motion.
I will
Liz,
make-
you want to
sorry.
make a list?
Sure. I will make a motion to proclaim May 20th to the 28th, 2024 as Period Poverty Awareness Week in the town of Hingham.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. Thank you. We move on to consider some permits. Next is to consider approval of a special one-day wine and malt beverages license to the Hingham Historical Society for Springham to be held at Hingham Heritage Museum on Saturday, May 18th, 2024, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And Deirdre, can you give us a 30-second summary on this, please?
Thank you so much. Deirdre Anderson here on behalf of the Hingham Historical Society. This is, I believe, our fourth year hosting Springham, which is a community concert that evolved out of COVID to get people to come downtown and regather as a community. This year, the Hingham Historical Society is in partnership with the Hingham Downtown Association and will also, to produce the event, we have shortened the hours from what was historically 2 to 7 to 3 to 6, just mindful of people's schedules and that
You
we
didn't
don't.
follow historical precedent? Is that what I'm hearing? This
We
is a
did
first.
not follow historical precedent. We mixed it up a little bit. But we are grateful. We will be hiring tip certified bartenders to serve beer that the Hingham Historical Society has purchased. This is also not following historic precedent when we have previously partnered with beer trucks, and we've opted not to do the trucks this year so that we could put a stage in the parking lot to sunshade our musicians. We have also community organizations, including the Center for Active Living, the Hingham Women's Club, the Hingham Newcomers Club. The 4th of July Parade Committee will be hosting tables at the Springham event as well. So I apologize that this request is not within the requested 3-week window. We were on the fence a little bit, given our busy month with the grand opening of the Benjamin Lincoln House, about whether we were going to continue Springham, but the community enthusiasm was there, so, and we're grateful for the Downtown Association's partnership, and we hope that we'll see all of you and everyone in Hingham down at Springham.
So you thought Springham would be better than Fallham. So
Fallham
we're
is
keeping it in
not as compelling.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Definitely not. And I do see in the packet the liability insurance, the tips information, and has the chief of police has signed off on this as well. Any reservations or concerns?
We've also, we've also hired a police detail to assist us with just monitoring the situation.
When you say monitoring, are you concerned with traffic, parking, or?
Primarily people not leaving the property with alcohol. A lot of families attend this event, so we have a lot of strollers coming up that hill.
Right.
So we just to keep it a very mellow afternoon concert.
Yes, great.
Thanks.
Liz, any questions?
No questions or concerns. This is a great event. So thank you for bringing our community together, as you always do.
Bill?
It's a great event. You know, I think it really kicks off the summer season. I've gone every year. I've gone when it's 75 and perfect out, and last year I was there in torrential rain.
Taylor
right? And it
Swift
was- and it was-
night,
and
yep,
it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
So thanks for bringing the people together and kind of kicking off summer with this event. So thrilled, and I'll see you there.
Any comments from members of the public? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
Make a motion to approve the issuance of a special one-day wine and malt beverages license to Hingham Historical Society for Springham to be held at the Hingham Heritage Museum on Saturday, May 18th, 2024, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Second.
Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
I'm as well. You got it.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you.
Next is to consider approval of a special one-day wine and malt beverages license to the Brockton Beer Company for the Hingham Unity Council's 4th Annual Juneteenth celebration to be held at Hingham Harbor on Wednesday, June 19th, 2024, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Is Katie here, or? Yeah, I do see Katie on the screen.
Yeah, I think I'm not muted, right?
We can hear you, we can't see you. And is there anyone else here who was going to be presenting? Is Ed?
Cabellon is here.
Yes,
Yeah.
hi. Good evening, everyone. Ed Cabellon, Brockton Beer Company, managing partner, representing Brockton Beer. I
Welcome.
don't know why our video isn't working, but hopefully you can hear me.
You're coming through fine.
Great.
So if you could just give us a brief description of the event, please.
Hey, do
Katie?
you want me to talk? Yeah, I'll start with the overview. This is the
Great.
4th year that the HUC has done this event. It's a celebration largely, very family friendly, open to all, free. We'll have kids bounce houses and face painting and balloon animals and a couple of food trucks and some musical performance. We're having the band Booty Vortex this year, which is very exciting. And as well, a presentation about the holiday, just to remind everyone of why we're there. And we also thought that it would bring in / entertain a slightly different demographic if we offered a small beer garden as well.
And you're expecting about 500 folks?
No, it would probably be, last year, like with the children, it was like closer to 500. But again, half of those, at least half of those folks were under 3 or 4 feet tall. So maybe a couple hundred adults or so,
Yep.
And we've talked to the chief. I've had a lot of conversations with him. We're planning to rope it off. I talked to Mike Dyer as well, and he's lending us his ropes and his stakes to rope off the area and make sure we check everyone and make sure that nobody walks out with a cup of beer or anything like that.
Right. Tom, any public safety concerns?
Nope.
When you say no, but
Chief has signed off.
Chief has signed off on it, great. Liz, any questions?
This is a great event. Thank you, Katie, for all your efforts on this. I know that Katie has worked with Chief Jones. I do see a note that he would like to require a police detail, which I'm sure Katie is aware of.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, no other questions or concerns.
Mr. Ramsey?
Another great event. I think Brockton Beer Company will be a good partner, and looking forward to it. Thanks for putting it together, Katie.
Yes, thank you for supporting the community. Any public comment? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the issuance of a special one-day wine and malt beverages license to Brockton Beer Company LLC for the Hingham Unity Council's 4th Annual Juneteenth Celebration to be held on Wednesday, is that right? Wednesday, June 19th, 2024, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the bandstand at Hingham Harbor.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. I'm just noting that there is not a rain date for this. I'll now,
Yes. Yeah, it's too many moving parts
Yep.
to.
got it. Okay, moved and seconded. Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. You're approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you can't leave. We always need you. Next on the agenda is a summary of the FY24 Select Board Goals Update. Mr. Mayo.
Shall bring it up. So this is a third in a series of updates that you'll get one more of as Q4 ends in a few months. This is building on what we've done in prior presentations. There are the 5 categories. If you go on, one of the initial things that we wanted to do was try to build our team. And we've been doing that in many ways. You can see that here. We've got some union contracts coming up that begin later this week, a bunch of IECs that we're working on as well. I think one of the most visible things that the town can see as we fulfill the select board goals are a lot of the software programs. My Hingham especially stands out as an opportunity for the townspeople to interact with their government, and that's been very successful to date. There's a bunch of other things. We brought in-house alternatives as our communications team, and we've been doing some departmental spotlights on that. We've done a couple so far. There'll be one on every department as we go forward. Art has been spearheading some relatively significant economic development work. There's across 2 slides here. Working in part with Emily Wentworth down in community planning as appropriate, and our business partners in the town. All has been progressing well. A couple of important things occurred at town meeting, as we know. So that was helpful. If you move on to the next one, Michelle has been spearheading, working closely with Liz on the sustainable budgeting task force recommendations. Again, a number of items have occurred here. I'll note the second bullet is kind of a big deal. We submitted over $30 million in grant requests to the federal government last week. And those are intended to support the public safety, Lincoln School Apartments, sewer and harbor resiliency improvement projects, and water as well. So there's a lot going on with our trying to identify additional revenue opportunities as best we can. The master plan was implemented, a couple of years ago now, and we are continuing towards the implementation at our level of all of those identified components that are ours to work on. And there are 2 that the Housing Plan and the Human Rights Commission will bring them in for an update here in Q4. But we've made significant progress in that as well, and I think that a lot of that category has already been checked. And then the last category is managing the large capital projects. A lot of large capital projects, as we all know. The 2 big ones, of course, foster and public safety, are moving along. But we're also planning for a senior center or a center for active living building. We got the wharf walls that we got to deal with. We got some other projects that are big as well. And then the last thing I'll note is a lot of those are select board goals. That's really what this running series has been. I just wanted to highlight to the town some of the other stuff that we're working on, and I think this is a fun one that I'm personally really looking forward to, so I stuck in the slide on it. This is the Hingham Local Government Academy, similar to the Police Academy in past years. We're going to hold, it'll be about an 8 to 10 week session where there'll be one session a week, couple hours a week, and people can sign up and participate and learn about how their government works and all the different sectors of it, whether it's financing, the finances, the public safety, the schools. We'll cover everything, and I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. So just let everybody know there's a lot going on, a lot of progress being made, and we're busy as ever. So looking forward to moving into the next fiscal year here in July.
Tom, I'll say the local government academy, it's not as sexy as the police academy, so you may have a different draw.
That is true.
You
It's
haven't
hard to
seen
make-
it yet? You don't know.
It's hard to make it exciting.
Just the name, but quite frankly, it's as important, and so I appreciate your bringing it to our attention.
Absolutely. You'll note I brought in public safety as a part of ours.
Yeah.
I did see that. And I know Liz was really instrumental in formulating and making sure that these goals stayed on our agenda, and I intend to continue that.
Right.
And I think we will be reviewing the slide presentation that you just gave, and that the select board members will be giving you and other staff members further input over the coming weeks.
Look forward to it.
Liz, any?
Excellent. No, thank you for putting this together. Yeah, look forward to the continued discussion.
Great.
Bill?
I have one just very brief question. The 4 firefighters, obviously, fire overtime's been on our mind lately. 4 total, 2 in progress, 1 at the academy, and then 1 starting tomorrow. Is that backfilling retirements from years, or are we gonna have a gain in personnel?
So there'll be a slight gain, I think, a 1 or possibly 2 gain, but
Okay, good.
but it's this constant game of
Yeah.
retiring, resignation, or moving on, and then backfilling that, and we're just having a hard time clawing our way back to full capacity. But it's not a full 4-person gain, unfortunately. But there's, I think it's at least 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
if all 4 of those move forward, I mean, 2 are very in progress, there's another offer being made, another interview happening. There'll still be 3 vacancies just because
Right.
of kind of
Okay.
what Tom's talking
We'll
about.
step, moving in the right direction.
That's right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Great.
Great. Thank you, Tom.
You bet.
And thank you, Michelle and Art. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Are there any members of the public who have comments on items not on the agenda? Hearing none, we move to Town Administrator Select
We
Board
missed
reports.
12. Want to go back there real quick?
Did I miss? Oh, I'm sorry. We did. To consider the appointment to fill a vacancy on the Traffic Committee.
I'd make a motion to appoint Mark Bonajurio to the Traffic Committee to fill an unexpired term ending June 30th, 2025.
Second.
Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. Sorry about that. Again, I'll ask for public comment on items not on the agenda. Now we can move on to Town Administrator Select Board reports, starting with Art.
Thank you. If I could, just share one announcement or reminder. Next week on, next Wednesday, the 15th of May, we're hosting a blood drive here at Town Hall in the Hingham Center for Active Living. Start time is 10 a.m. We'll run through 3 p.m. Appointments are welcome. You can accomplish that by calling 1-800-RED CROSS or log on to redcrossblood.org. We've had several blood drives now. We've raised about 170 units of blood donated. I think it reflects very well on the community, and it certainly fills an important need. So I just wanted to bring that to attention.
Thank you. Michelle?
Just quickly, Tom highlighted the federal funding that we applied for through the congressional offices, and that took a lot of effort in an extremely short amount of time. We basically had 2 days to do it, so thank you to Emily, Donna Thompson, excuse me, Art, J.R. Fry, Russell Tierney, and the rest of the team that worked on those.
And Michelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of weird to thank yourself, but thank you.
Mr. Mayo?
I just wanted to note that I approved a 1-day special liquor license for the South Shore Support Services 4th Annual Spring Soiree at the Hingham Community Center, excuse me, on Friday, May 31st from 6 to 9 p.m. with an estimated attendance of 120, and a police detail was recommended but not required by the chief.
Got it. Bill?
Nothing this evening.
Liz?
Nothing this evening.
And I have nothing other than to thank my colleagues for their faith, and I intend to honor that faith as we move forward over the coming months. With that, we move to the next item on the agenda, executive session to discuss strategy regarding a real estate transaction involving a deed restriction at 100 Beale Street pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6. Second, to conduct strategy with respect to collective bargaining for all town bargaining units pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3. And third, approval and/or review of executive session minutes pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, Section 22A, and 22G. The board will not reconvene in open session after the executive session. So with that, I will make the following declaration. Before I entertain a motion to go into executive session under item 15 of the agenda, I hereby declare that discussion of these items in an open session may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating or bargaining position of the town. Is there a motion?
So moved.
No, we need a motion.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to enter executive session 1 to discuss strategy regarding a real estate transaction involving a deed restriction at 100 Beale Street pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6. 2, to conduct strategy with respect to collective bargaining for all town bargaining units pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3. And 3, approval and/or review of the executive session minutes pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, Section 22A, and 22G. The board will not reconvene in open session after the executive session.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. We are moving to executive session.